Will comes to here. So now today what we are going to study is energy transfer, and this is the most important concept because even yesterday's sample paper of Bangalore South, if you have seen, energy transferred from one organism to another organism means in the sense of from the producers to the primary consumers and secondary consumer, how many joules is transforming and how much it is transforming, they are asking the same question. So even the question number also, if you'll notice it, they are asking, suppose producers, they are getting the some amount of energy, then how much energy is transferred to the primary consumers, they are asking. So like this is what the very important concept in this. So be careful and listen very carefully. It's very easy concept, but the thing is the questions usually used to come. That is why I'm saying you ecosystem, our environment is a very easy one. Even most of the questions, you just check the yesterday's sample question paper so that you can understand how the questions are coming from this chapter. So now come to here. In last class, we studied that the transfer of energy in a food chain, how it is transforming. Totally, we have how many steps we have? Anybody? So totally, the transfer of energy will be in 3 steps. So in first step and the second step and as well as what? Second step and as well as third step. So totally, I have been told you 5 points how the energy will transfer from one organism to another organism. So first energy will transfer from sun, that is what sun energy, to we can say that what producers or plants. So the next producers to where? Producers to
Herbivores,
herbivores and herbivores to carnivores,
carnivores,
carnivores to top carnivores.
top carnivores,
Everything, some amount of energy is transferred. Some amount of energy is transferred to whom? Some amount of energy
community
is
heat.
transferred to microorganisms. Is it yes or no? That is what we used to call as decomposers. Is it yes, guys? So
Yes, sir.
decomposers, or we can say microorganisms, and from every organism some amount of heat is released and means loss of energy, and that energy only we used to call as what is that energy, Ra?
Community heat.
Heat. Is it yes or no? Everybody. So we used to call it as community heat. So these all the things we have been discussed in the last class. So now also we discussed that flow of materials in ecosystem, how it is happening, like in the cyclic, and as well as how the energy is transferred. That is what? How the energy is transferred? Only unidirectional, or we can say a single directional. Yes or no? One direction. So that is all we studied in the last class. So energy will transfer only in one direction, one directional. But if we'll take a materials, if everything, so materials in the ecosystem, what they are in cyclic in nature. So this is the things we studied in the last class. Yes or no, guys? Please respond. So now in our today's class we are going to study the very important law regarding the energy transfer from one organism to another organism. That is only we used to call it as 10% law. So please all of you write it. 10% law. So now what is this 10% law and how to calculate energy? That is all we will study it. So first of all, this law is given by Raymond Linderman. Okay, he is the scientist who gave 10% law for energy transfer in food chains. So what is the scientist name? What is the scientist name, guys? Is the Raymond. Raymond brand, you people know that cloth showrooms and all, Raymond brand. So that is you can remember. So Raymond Linderman, his name is. So he is the one who has been given this, who gave this 10% law for energy transfer in food chains. So now you observe very carefully, 10% law, name itself, it suggests you something. 10%, what do you mean by 10%, guys? percentage, like out of total amount, 10% means we'll take 10% of total substances we'll take, correct or not? So that is what the same thing here will follow. Mathematics, how we will do 10%. The same thing here, the energy transfer also will follow. So now here, if you notice it, during the transfer of energy, understanding through successive trophic levels means from plants to the herbivores to consumers, this carnivores to top carnivores, and from everywhere, if you notice it, different level of trophic levels in an ecosystem, continuously there is a loss of energy all along the path. Do you understand, everybody? So every trophic level, some amount of energy is going to be lost. So that is only how much it will last from one trophic level to another trophic levels only we'll study. So no transfer of energy is 100%. For example, if we'll take sun to the plants, if it is 100 joules of energy, what is the unit of energy? Joules is transforming, then plants to first herbivores, it's not that again 100 joules of energy will transfer. Do you understand, everyone? So some loss of energy will be there. So that is only we used to call as 10% loss. So 100% no transfer of energy from one organism to another organism or one trophic level to another trophic level. So the studies of transfer of energy in different food chains is a large number of ecosystem has revealed a uniform pattern of transfer of energy, which is given by 10% law. Means if we take from sun to the plants to the herbivores to carnivores to top carnivores. Do you understand, everyone? So they are following the uniform pattern of transfer of energy. Means whatever the energy loss from plants to herbivores, from herbivores to carnivores to top carnivores also, the same amount of energy is lost from one trophic level to another trophic level. So that is only, we used to call it as what, guys? That is only given by 10% law. So we can write like this also, 10% law. So now let us see what is this law and all. So now if you notice it, this 10% law is already given by whom, guys? As I told you, who is the scientist? The scientist name called as Raymond Linderman, and he has been given this in the year of 1942. And this is the most useful generalizations about the magnitude of loss of energy in the food chain. Means the amount of energy loss from one trophic level to another trophic level. This is the most simplest and generalized law. So that is why we will study this 10% law under this transfer of energy in these ecosystems. So now, what do you mean by this 10% law? Try to understand, everybody. So according to 10% law, only 10% of energy entering a particular trophic level of organism is available for transfer to the next higher trophic level. That is what you need to understand. So what it is? So for example, if you take different trophic levels, what are the different trophic levels? Can you tell me, please? All of you? Autotrophs. Please respond here. Autotrophs we have. Next one is what? Nobody is answering. Autotrophs. Next one is what, guys? Heterotrophs. That's all. Arvind? Pranav? Autotrophs, heterotrophs. Next one is what? Saprophytes.
Autotrophs.
Yes? Saprophytes, or else we can say decomposers. Whatever it is, you can take heterotrophs. You can take again consumers, primary consumers and secondary consumers, whatever it is. So every trophic level if we take, so what is this 10% law means? Only 10% of energy entering into a particular trophic level of organism is available for transfer to the next higher trophic level. Do you understand? So that is only ways to called as 10% law. So now all the energy transfers in food chains follow this 10% law, which is a simple term, means the energy available at each successive trophic level is a 10% of the previous level. That is only the thing which is happening. Means whatever the energy is coming to the autotrophs, only in the 10% is available to transfer to the next heterotrophs. Whatever the energy is reaching to the heterotrophs, that is only 10% is available to the next successive trophic level. That is only we used to call it as 10% law. Only the energy what they will receive, only 10% is available to transfer to the next successive trophic level. This is only we used to call it as 10% law. So if you take it here, if you are moving from the source of sun to the every trophic level, the amount of energy is decreasing or increasing, guys? Anybody? Bhumiga, Varshini?
Decreasing, sir.
Energy is decreasing or increasing, guys? Please respond. Amount of energy is decreasing. That is only we can say it is the gradual decreasing or gradual reduction of energy, we can say. So gradual decreasing or reduction from one trophic level to another trophic level. So you can take here this progressive decline in the amount of energy is available as we go from producers to, means from sun to the producers, producers to consumers, consumers to decomposers. So everywhere we'll go from producers to the higher trophic levels of organisms. So everywhere the energy is continuously keep on decreases. So whatever the energy they will receive, only 10% of energy is ready to transfer to the next higher trophic levels. So that is only we used to call it as 10% law. So now let us understand this 10% law with the examples so that you can understand more better. For example, let me take, you have to answer my questions, everybody. So example, there is somebody called to Kevin also. Kevin, are you there in meeting? Yeah. So now if you notice it very carefully, guys. For example, if you take, suppose 1000 joules of, what is the unit of energy? Joules, you people know that. Calories also unit of energy. You can take joules. So 1000 joules of light energy is emitted from the sun. Do you understand, everyone? From where? From the sun. How much amount of energy? 1000 joules of light energy emitted by the sun falls on the plants. That is what you need to remember. So that is why plants, why we used to call it as plants, because they are called as producers. So as we know, sun is the ultimate source of energy, so that 1000 joules of energy is transferred to the falls on the plants from the sun. So now if you take here, in this only, as we know, plants, how much energy will consume? Last class I told you how much energy is consumed. Last class energy transformation I told you, whatever the sunlight will fall, only plants will take how much energy. Check your notebooks and tell me. Last diagram if you have drawn, you can remember. Ashika? Anybody? Sanjay? Only how much energy? Whatever the energy will come from the sun, but producers only will utilize how much energy? Please respond.
1%.
1%. Very good. That is what you need to remember. It's not 10% law. Here you have to talking about, only it is talking about trophic levels, it's 10%. We are talking about here only a sun to the producers. So sun to the producers, how much sun energy they will utilize for photosynthesis, guys? Only 1% of sunlight energy. That is what you need to remember. So the plants will convert only 1% of light energy. Understand, everybody? 1% of light energy falling on them into chemical energy. So they will converting into which energy, guys? Chemical energy. So now, so the energy available in the plant as a food, only 1% of 1000 joules. So 1% of 1000 joules means how much, guys? So the energy reached to the plants is how much? Only 1% of 1000 joules. So 1% of 1000 joules means, anybody can tell me? What is the 1% of 1000 joules? Please respond. Nobody knows? 1% of 1000 joules. How we can find?
10 joules.
So 1% of 1000 joules means 1 into 1% means 1 by 100 into 1000 joules, so that we can get cancel, which is equals how much, guys? Only
10, sir.
10 joules of energy. So 10 joules of energy is what? Only 10 joules of energy is contained by whom?
Sunlight, sir.
Yes, is
Producers.
contained by whom? Is contained by plants. Understand? So sun will give the 1000 joules, but only 10 joules of energy will reach us to the plants because they will utilize 1% only. So remaining, how much energy remaining? Remaining how much energy, guys? 990 joules of energy, light energy, which is not utilized by the plants, and it is this all 990 joules, it will be reflected back into the environment. Do you understand, everyone? Reflect back into the environment. Do you understand? Please respond, everyone. So now, if we'll take here, so plants finally how much energy is reached? Plants how much energy is reached? Only 10 joules of energy is reached. Is it yes or no? Please respond. Nobody will answer, then how I will get interest to teach? Now, you not remember, here onwards the 10% law only will apply. Everybody keep remember. So from sun to the plants, no 10% law will applicable. So here which law will applicable? Only 1% is observed from the sun energy. So no 10% law is applicable in the stage 1. 10% law is applicable. So that is you have to remember. In which case, in the sun to the producers, no 10% law is applicable. Clear, everybody? So it is only applying the transfer of energy in the food chain. Means from the plants to the next organism, consumers, only it is applicable. It is not applicable in the producer stage 1 stage. Only stage 2 and stage 3 stage, these 2 stages only, the 10% law is applicable. And let us comes to here. Now we can make how it is energy is transforming. So as we know, energy is transforming from plants to the herbivores. So herbivores to what, guys? Please respond. Herbivores to carnivores. Correct or not? Carnivores, or else we can say by plants, carnivores and next top carnivores. So now if you take for example plants, so any example of herbivores, anybody? Let me take deer. Is it okay, guys? Deer, it is the second trophic level. And this is what? Third trophic level. Let me take carnivorous animal is a lion. So now this is what the food chain. So this is a third trophic level. So now all of you tell me, from the plants, deer and lion. So plants are getting energy from where? Sun. So sun is the plants only reaching 1% of total energy. So that plant reached the energy of 10 joules. So now deer will receive how much energy? Anybody? Deer will receive how much energy, guys? Plants is having 10 joules of energy because only they will receive 1% of 1000 joules. Correct or not? From the sun. So now you tell me, from here onwards 10% law is applicable. So now deer will receive how much energy? Anybody? Deer will receive how much energy? Please speak. If you will speak only, I can say that.
100 joules.
Yes?
100 joules, sir.
What are you talking, Ra? What are you talking? Only in the plants. It's not from the sun, correct? We are not receiving the energy from the sun. We are receiving from the plants. How it is then 100 joules? Only, yes, that is what. So 10% of 10 joules. Do you understand, Gardikayan? 10% of 10 joules it is. Okay, so that how much it will come, guys? How much it will come?
10%.
Only 10% of 10 joules means, so that 1 joule of energy will reach us to the deer. So now, from the deer, again lion, how much energy will reach? Again 10% of 1 joule. So 10% of 1 joule means what? It is 0.1 joule of energy will reaches to the lion. So like this, the energy will transfer. Do you understand? Everyone, please speak, yeah. Nobody will answer. So once again, I will explain C. So now, for example, if we'll take, this is the sun. So now, sun, how much energy is giving? How much energy is giving, guys? How much energy is giving? 1,000 joules of energy is giving. So in this 1,000 joules, only 1% of 1,000 joules is absorbed by the plants. So this is what you can take as a plant. So plants will reach, what is the energy? Now at least you can tell me. So plants, the energy will reach us how much? Only 10 joules. Is it clear, guys? Everyone, please respond. So this is the first level. So first trophic level. So now plants is having how much energy, Arvind? What is the plants is having energy? Only 10 joules of energy is having, because they will utilize only 1% of 1,000 joules. Whatever the energy sun will give, only 1% they will utilize. So here, not applicable. Which law? 10% law is not applicable in the stage 1. 10% law is not applicable. So we have totally 3 stages correct. So first stage won't applicable. Now plants will be eaten by whom? Plants will be eaten by the some kind of let me take whatever it is, the animal. So you can consider. So this is what I am considering. Animal is called as what? Deer. You can consider. So now deer, the plants will receive the energy from the plants. Only 10% of, here onwards, the 10% law is applicable. 10% of 10 joules. So now 10% of 10 joules energy means how much, Ra? 10% of 10 joules, how much, Ra? 10% of 10 joules, which
1
is
joule.
so 10% means 10 divided by 100 into 10, which is equals to 100 divided by 100, which is equals to what, Ra? 1 joule. Is it yes or no? So from the plants to the herbivores, the second trophic level, only 1 joule of energy will reach. So that this is the second trophic level. Now from the second trophic level to, again, let me take now lion. Understand, everybody? So if we'll take the lion, so that how much energy will come? Anybody? Please respond. So if we'll take the lion, so that again what will come? So lion again, 10% of, what is that? 1 joule will come. So 10% of 1 joule means how much? Respond, everyone. 10% of 1 joule. So 10% of 1 joule means 10 by 100 into 1, which is equals to 10 by 100, which is equals to how much, Ra? 1 by 10, which is equals to 0.1 joule. So finally, lion, third trophic level, will reach us to how much energy only? From deer to the lion, only 0.1 joule of energy will transfer. So that is what 10% law. So 10% law is applicable from producers to the consumers, not from sun to the plants. So first stage, this is the first stage we can call it as. So now in this first stage, no 10% law is applicable. Now second stage is applicable, and as well as third stage is applicable. So in like this, the energy will transfer. So this is only we used to call it as 10% law. Do you understand, everyone? Please respond, yeah. Yes or no? Yes. Now I will give you one question also. So first of all, write the definition 10% law. So 10% law is applicable from where, Karthikeyan? 10% law is applicable from where? Only from the stage
Sir,
to from plants to the consumers. But what
From
energy plants will observe? Plants will observe only 1% of total sun energy. Whatever the sun will give the energy, it will give 10,000, 20,000, 1 lakh also. Only they will consume 1% of it. From there, the 10% law will come. So please all of you write 10% law. According to 10% law, how many of you understand this? Please let me know. Ashika, we understand? Sutir? Karthikeyan? Yes. Right. According to the 10% law, comma, only 10% of the energy, only 10% of energy, only 10% of energy entering a particular trophic level, entering a particular trophic level, entering a particular trophic level of organisms is available for transfer to the next higher trophic level. Transfer to the next higher trophic level. Krutika, I understand, Krutika? Transfer to the higher trophic level. Full stop. Means the energy available at each successive trophic level means the energy available at each successive trophic level is 10% of the previous level. 10% of the previous level. 10% of the previous level. You can take this is the example, or else I will give the one sum, you can solve that. 10% of the energy level. Next, 10% law will not apply at the first stage. 10% law will not apply at the first stage. 10% law will not apply at the first stage. Only where it will apply, guys? From the second stage and third stage. Consumers only it will applicable. Okay. So this is the example you can take. Now, let me give one more question now so that you can understand. So please write question, all of you. First one. Calculate the amount of energy. Example 1. Calculate the amount of energy. This is only yesterday, like this question only yesterday came. You can check the sample paper, you can fill it. Bangalore over there. Right. Calculate the amount of energy available to lion in the following food chain. To lion in the following food chain. Calculate the amount of energy available to lion in the following food chain. If the plants have 20,000 joules of energy, if the plants have 20,000 joules of energy available from the sun, do you understand? From the sun, 20,000 joules of energy available from the sun. So I am giving you the food chain. So plants, deer, and lion. So I want the energy transfer to the lion. That is what my question. So let me see who will say first. Firstly. So what is the energy given from the sun? Anybody? From the sun, how much energy is coming?
2000 joules, sir.
2000 or 20,000? Listen the question properly. That is only first. 20,000 joules. So 20,000 joules, how much energy is observed? How much energy is observed plants?
1%.
1%. So 1% means how much? Anybody?
100 joules, sir.
Yes? 1% of 20,000 joules. Anybody? So plants.
200 joules.
Yes?
200 joules.
200 joules. Very good. So now plants to deer. So now deer how much? 10% of 200 joules. Find it fastly. What this much time? Ajiga, Yalni, Kavya. 10% of 200 joules.
20 joules.
Deer will observe only 20 joules. Next, 10% of 20 joules. 10% of 20 joules. So the lion will observe how much energy? 2 joules. So this is the answer. So 2 joules only will reach us to the lion. Okay. So that is what we used to call as 10% law. Have you understand everybody clearly, guys? Now, Varshini, Harini, that is the things you have to remember that. So now, let us go to the next thing. Pranav, have you understand, Pranav? Next question, right? Consider the following food chain. Next, second example. Consider the following food chain. Consider the following food chain. Grass to mice, mice to snakes, snakes to peacock. Peacock. Do you understand? If in this chain, 100 joules of energy is available at the producer level, Directly, I am not giving about the sun. Be careful. I am saying you directly, in this chain, 100 joules of energy is available at the producer level. Producer level means which stage? Stage 1 or stage 2 or stage 3? Stage 1. After
Stage 1.
understanding, stage 1. So already having plants is having 100 joules of energy. 100 joules of energy at the producer level. Then calculate the energy transfer to the peacock. Calculate the energy transfer to the peacock as food. That is what. So I want it as a peacock food. Anybody? Fastly have to tell me. Peacock, how much energy will transfer? That is what.
Plants have 100 joules, sir.
Already plants is having. That is what I am saying. Read the question, Karthikeyan. 100 joules of energy available at the producer level means already plants is having 100 joules. That is what grass means. From the sun, something came. We don't bother about it. Already grass is having 100 joules of energy. That is what they are saying in the question. Previous question, if you read, they are saying what? 20,000 joules of energy available from the sun. So sun is providing 20,000, so that 1% of it we have been taken. But now already plants is having what? 100 joules of energy. So that 10% of 100 joules. How much it is, guys? 10% means mice, how much it will get? 10 joules. Yes or no? Okay, now 10%. 10% means snakes will get what? 1 joule.
1 joule.
10% means peacocks will get how much, guys? 0.1 joule.
0.1 joule.
That is. So this is only ways to call it as 10% law. Have you understand, everybody? So please solve it. So but you can show it and you can make it everything. This is what we need to called as 10% law. And definitely one question sample paper they asked in final exam also, most probably the question will come from this. So here totally 2 points you should remember. One point is what? From only stage 1, sun to the producers or plants alone, 1% energy will transfer, and remaining all the cases, how much energy? 10% of energy will transfer. 10% of energy of plants. Remember, this is. So 1% of sun energy. Next 10% of plants, consumers will come. So that is only we have to remember it. So these 2 points, if you'll remember, so that you can answer any question from this. So yesterday's question paper, you see, one of the question they asked, so that you can answer that question. So now meeting is going to end. Please rejoin back. So now next concept, this is all about the 10%. Any doubt, guys? Anybody please respond? Padmavashini, Sanjay, clear? So now let us go. Next concept is why the number of trophic levels in a food chain is limited. So let us see and discuss. So please all of you keep heading. Why the number of trophic levels in a food chain is limited. Okay, shall we start now? So if you notice it, so as we know, if you take any kind of a food chain, so we know they are saying that the number of trophic levels is why it is minimum. Let us discuss. So now come to here. Each trophic level in a food chain, if you notice it, a large portion of energy is utilized for the maintenance of organisms which occur at the trophic level, and it is lost as a heat. That is the problem. So 100 joules of energy is providing by the plants. Understand? So finally the peacock reached how much energy? Peacock reached how much energy?
0.1 joules.
Yes, only 0.1 joule of energy. Is it yes or no, guys? See how much energy loss. So this all energy loss will be what? This energy loss as in the form of heat energy and environment heat. Do you understand? That is what is happening. So at every trophic level in a food chain, huge amount of energy is utilized only for the maintenance of organisms which occurs at this trophic level, and it will be lost as a heat energy. So as a result of these organisms, understanding in each trophic level, they will pass a very less and less and less energy to the next trophic levels, then it will become what? Extremely small at after certain trophic levels. So that is the reason the food chains generally consist of 3 or 4 steps, because after that the energy available for the